Welcome to the Gray People Podcast, episode 17.
Welcome to the Gray People Podcast, where topics that people expect to be black and white are discussed by going into the gray areas. And now, your trio of hosts, Sebastian Zuniga, Reina Rivera, and Randy Felice.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Gray People Podcast. Yeah, episode 17, we're back. We got a good episode for you guys today. We're missing Sebastian again, but we're hoping to have him, it's going to be another 2 weeks before he gets back.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's here in spirit.
He is. So, so we're doing episode 17 today. We're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of first dates. So we want to get into some good conversation, see if we can get into some of the gray areas when it comes to going out on dates.
You know what I thought of though? This conversation, we have to go by memory because, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a while since I've been on a first date.
I had a first date last week.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's true. It's been a minute, so we're going to have to do it based off.
So
You better know exactly how long it's been, Randy.
It's been about 7 years. No,
Okay,
I think if we just focus on, I guess, things that we would want or wouldn't, hypothetically, right, if we weren't on the happy relationships that we're in. If we...
Nice save.
Yeah, right? No, but if hypothetically we were single, and I guess it would have to just kind of be how you want to be treated or some things you would want to do or you wouldn't want to do on first dates.
I got you.
And all that good stuff, so...
The do's and don'ts. Let's see. I'm going to start off with a don't. I would appreciate, and I don't think it should be the first thing that you do, but don't take me to a movie on the first date.
Damn. That's like
I'm just
my
saying,
go-to.
how do you get to know somebody if you're in a dark room being supposed to be quiet?
The best way to get to know somebody is through their body.
Oh, you just want to stick your tongue down somebody's throat. So
At the movies? I'm trying to focus on the show.
Oh, I thought you said I'm trying to fuck.
Whoa.
I'm trying to fuck. That's what I hear. No, cool. No, but I think that's a good point. You know what I mean? And it's you want to get to know each other. For me, I don't think a movie's a bad thing. I think you could do a movie
you're
with
more,
other things.
You're more like I'm just wondering how quiet this bitch can be for how long. If you take her to the movie, right?
So you're testing her on the
It's
first
like,
date.
Yeah.
It's like, let's see how cozy she tries to get. Let's see if she's
Yeah.
if she tries to, get close to me, and then she can be quiet.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna need that when I'm playing Battlefield. I'm gonna need you to be quiet.
Yeah, because
test.
if the girl's like, well, I wasn't quiet from the first time. Well, actually, you was quiet for 2 good hours. I'm gonna need that here now.
He's like, I'm gonna remember when we watched Titanic. I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, see if she's gonna eat popcorn, with her mouth open or not.
Oh my God.
She's gonna chew like,
through a movie. Because you can really hear that because everything's quiet.
like, excuse me, can I have your number?
I'd be
Can I have it?
hey, yo, bitch.
Hey,
She
hey,
was
yo,
not close.
bitch. No, but I think for me, one thing when it comes to dates, I think a movie's fine. Now, if you do other things with it, not just the movie. Not like I'm gonna pick you up at 8, the movie's at 8:30, and I'm gonna drop you off after we're done. Like you're not
you
gonna get much
literally
time.
had no conversation with the person.
Yeah, but
I hope you're not talking through the entire movie.
I don't know, but maybe you go get some ice cream, and then there's a movie in between, and then you. Shit. Okay.
I
It
feel
worked
like
for you.
a first date is the first impression, though. I feel like we're missing that aspect. Like the first date is your first impression, so you should really I wouldn't say go all out, but at least show your personality through the activity that you want to do.
Well, but I think here's a big thing about dating. I think we put on that fake personality, so it's all about let me take you to a fancy restaurant, let me take you to. Let's go skydiving. I planned this whole activity.
So let's bring you to a podcast.
No, but you know what I mean.
Is Olive Garden considered a net fancy restaurant?
I heard that Olive Garden is like the McDonald's of Italian food. I don't know.
Oh no, I believe that it's garbage. Well, unless Olive Garden's trying to sponsor us.
Did you take someone to Olive Garden?
No. If anything, people trying to take me to Olive Garden.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one
right now. Is that buy one take one home deal?
Oh, I know. Hey, that was really good. The soup's
unlimited
really
breadsticks.
Yeah, that's
see how much
official.
you eat.
the soup and salad's official.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, wait a minute then, real quick. What was your first date like with Randy?
Well, our first interaction or our first official date?
A date, official date.
So
Hey, I'm gonna take you on a date.
The first official date was actually very thoughtful. he knew that I loved penguins, and he actually took me to the aquarium. And I saw penguins. There were some things that could have been better. For example, he did promise me that I was gonna pet a penguin.
I never said you're gonna put the. I said let's go look at the penguins.
For whatever reason, it did not happen. He literally took me to at the time where everybody was going into the room to start petting the penguins, and he's like, "Sorry, I didn't get that." That part of this whole thing. So he let me see everybody else pet the damn penguins but me.
No.
It was a good thought, that he knew that I really liked it. Then he bought me a stuffed penguin, and we named it Ratata.
So here's the thing, and here's what
Ratata el pingüino.
Here's what the misunderstanding was. It was, I don't know if you guys, for any of you guys that live here in Utah, if you ever went to the Living Aquarium when it was up on 106 South and all the way up there, like 13th East.
Oh, just to throw that out there, I met Sean that day.
It was the day you met Sean.
It was the day I met Sean.
No, but
I think you got that confused. I met you at night.
No, it was after. It was after the whole thing.
I was wearing those pink covers.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So we go to the aquarium, and I knew the penguins were like a new attraction, but I've been there a million times because I had a friend that worked there. So we go to the aquarium, and then I'm like, yo, like, if it's cool, like, it was like $20 to pet the penguins, but it was this little ass room where, like, dude, like, you might as well just
You killed my dreams for $20.
No, it wasn't even, like, worth it. It was just, like,
for you.
It looked uncomfortable.
So you don't care about penguins? I do.
So then, real quick, Randy, was it worth saving the $20 now?
I think so. I think it was now.
To this day,
shit, yes. For what it was.
Like, she only remembers when the conversation is brought up.
It just didn't look like anything. And from what I remember, I don't remember promising no petting of the penguins.
You did.
I remember saying, hey, I'm going to take you to go look at the penguins.
Pet.
I didn't know that was an option, to be honest. Before we went there, I didn't know that you could pet. I've never gone there and pet a fucking shark. I didn't know there was a
stingray
penguin petting option. But when we got there, I don't think it was going to be worth $20. But anyways.
Let's go back to the topic. He did actually personalize it to something that I would enjoy, so I do appreciate that. That was something that stood out to me.
So it wasn't a movie?
No, it was not a movie.
Okay, so Randy, why would you take a girl to the movie on your first date?
I don't think it would be, like, my first choice, but I don't think it's a bad choice. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you wanted to take a girl to a movie, that's fine. I mean, maybe, again, like I said, not just a movie. Something else. Something more intimate first or after. You know what I mean? But hopefully before, so that she's not thinking at the movie, like, yo, is this shit? Is this it? Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully something that you can get to know her a little bit, talk maybe.
All right, so Rena said what she wouldn't want, the don't take me to a movie.
Yeah.
What's a don't for you, Randy?
I think a don't for me is, I think anything in the sense of, I don't know, for me, like, I'm picky with food, right? I don't eat a lot of things. I'm very picky with what I actually eat.
Yeah, so and DR is very selective.
It is. We have a lot of options out there. No, but I think it's the whole... let's say you take me, I'm going to take you to the sushi bar. It's like, we're going to make sushi. And then,
know you.
Exactly. Then don't take me to, make no damn sushi. And I don't fucking give a fuck about sushi,
So if it's a surprise, obviously it's already a don't, but if it's a surprise and they take you in there,
the person shouldn't know yet. Like, that's when you get to know.
He's like,
I think
it's a really nice thing, but...
Yeah, I think I'll do it. But I think, here's the thing, I guess. Before we get to that point, I hope that you know me a little bit more. I sound like a bitch right now, but I'm saying I hope you know me a little bit and you get to know my feelings.
My ins and outs.
No, but I'm saying, like, hopefully you don't take me to, like, I don't know, something like that where it's like, okay, like, I'm not enjoying this. This is for you, not for me. No, if you know me, right, I like, maybe more like...
Chicken.
Chicken. No, but, like, maybe we're going to go, like, for example, I love, like, adrenaline things. Maybe take me to, like, a K1 type of thing where we're going to go race cars.
How much money you think people be spending on you?
Shit, if you want fucking $20 for another petting penguins.
$20 versus 60?
No, you can go right around the cars for $20, $30.
I'll just drive you in the parking lot.
No, but anyways.
On the first date right now?
I said drive, not ride.
Hey, you can still drive while you riding. I don't know what you mean.
No, but yeah.
That's one of the don'ts. Don't be doing that on the first date.
That would be for me. Like, if you take me to something that's like, this is clearly for you. You want to take me to some painting class, some shit that's like, I don't know, girly, like super romantic for you. You know what I mean? Like, it just is not for me. Like, so I guess get to know me, do something that I'm gonna appreciate. What about you? What's something that you wouldn't want? Like,
let's see. I personally, I don't want to be out in public.
What do you mean? So take you to a fucking dark room for a date?
Where is this date happening? In your room?
It could, because see, this is how I think of it. I think if you could just drive around with the person for a little while and maybe go to a nice little spot that you could just oversee something.
The canyon.
For the first
You
date.
wanna-
For the first date, yeah.
And then get it in up there in the canyon. I know what you mean.
Something.
For the first date, guys. I
A
think
little-
we're missing that.
Maybe a little bit of pocket pool. Nothing crazy. No, I'm just kidding. No, to be honest, though, driving around for me is a do, not a don't.
I love driving around.
I don't want to be in public with you, because if people see me, then they're like, oh, who's
That's
this
a
person?
girlfriend.
Oh, is this a girl? We're actually on our first date. And then she might feel some type of way. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be
He's like,
this, this ain't my bitch.
He's like, this bitch, I don't know.
Did you want her? She was actually
This is
boring at the
my
moment.
5 o'clock.
No, but yeah, so
Someone come up with some BS like, yo, I thought you were hanging out with this girl. And you're like,
because
yo,
some people ain't,
That's
some
that
people
shit.
gonna just say things, and you're like, bitch, you just threw a bunch of salt on this little trail I had going on, and I didn't want that. But yeah, so I
So
don't want
nowhere
to
in
be,
public.
I don't want to be really in public. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna be around people, right?
Yeah.
So
But I don't want to be walking around, the movies, the mall, a sit down place. No, if it's a sit down place, it better be a place that no one really goes to.
So like a nice like candle light dinner.
Sounds like you just want to get
private.
lost in the forest and.
Well, but I can see that. Maybe like so it's intimate, it's just the two of you, not you don't have to deal with like, oh, this person knows me or this
Yeah.
person like
I feel like
Oh,
that's good
who's
for
this?
like a second or a third date, but the first one.
Yeah, the first one, because I personally know I ain't no creep, so I don't have to worry about kidnapping a bitch or something. That's why I want to be all private. I'm hoping she's like that. She ain't gonna be all kidnapping. But yeah, something quiet so I get to know the person. Because why go on a second and third date and waste my time?
I guess that's true. I mean, if you're trying to get to know the person, then something to get to know the person. Even like you say, maybe it doesn't have to be all complicated and spending money and things. Like drive
Yeah.
around, let's talk a little,
Because-
let's park somewhere, talk a little bit.
Yeah, because at least with Janet, I remember our first date. Honestly, I think we went to the bar. We didn't even drink alcohol. I think we just went to the bar to be in the atmosphere for a second, and then we literally drove around, listened to music, chilled and talked. I think that's if I remember correctly, that's how it went down. I'm looking over at her.
So she approved?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she remembered. That's how it
Yeah,
happened.
and I think that's how it kind of went down because we just talked. I didn't want. Don't get me wrong. You guys know me. I love my drink, but at that time I was like, I don't want to get drunk around her already.
Yeah, that's
You
not
know what I
pretty.
mean? Well, not even drunk, but tipsy. But I can still be feeling myself. But I was like, I'm just for some reason I was like, I'm gonna have a sober night.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
And at that age,
I
we
know,
were
that-
what, 22?
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22. But hey,
Talking about being
my livers have been gone for about 10 years, so it don't matter. But yeah, so we drove around, listened to music, and after that, there was a second, third, fourth, obviously until now. And that's personally, I don't mind playing that role.
I like that.
Because, when you're in public, you gotta impress. Oh, yeah, I'm with this girl. Hey, It's
So,
almost
I mean-
like a game.
I'm talking about that, right? The whole impressing somebody, right? I think why is that? Why do we like when you first meet somebody, you're first hanging out with somebody, it's gotta be like, so I don't know, like that, all that extra pressure to be like the best date, the first, the best Dominican nigga she gonna meet. I don't know, like it just
I'm sure that's nobody's concern.
no, it is. I think too, like for the first.
I'm sure no one's thinking, damn, this better be the best Dominican.
This better be the best goddamn salami I've had in a long time. Shit.
You never know. I mean, I'm saying, of course, that's just a random example. No, but I'm saying, like, I think we put on this facade of, like, I go to fancy restaurants
Yeah.
and I love art, and I'm gonna take you to my favorite spot to look at the stars. Bitch, you've been there once.
Yeah.
you were.
That's like that episode from Friends when Joey didn't know anything about the museum, remember?
No, it's like exactly like that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm gonna take you to this nice museum, and like, you want to act like that's your life,
Yeah.
and it's not. Like, it just.
I don't think I ever went out with anyone on a first date that was like that excessive as far as faking it till you make it. Maybe that's just out here because again, when I think of like first date, I think about just one person. Like I'm not, I guess,
Who's
Getting, like,
Who's that
first
one
dates.
person?
with multiple people because I know people out here. I feel like there's like a big like what's the word like not
Culture
misunderstanding.
difference.
Yeah, like a culture difference as far as like dating. Like for me, I'm more of the person back then where I would just, I guess, go out with someone and then just go into a relationship. But out here, obviously, there's people that just date different people every weekend.
Yeah.
I guess the culture.
When you're dating that many people every weekend, I'm sure you're kind of like, oh, boring. Oh, yeah, that one actually stood out. And then you continue to do that one.
I don't know. Again, I don't know if this has got anything to do with, like, the culture out here in Utah, or I don't know if it's like an American thing, but I did notice that very early when I first moved to the States. You know, I was 17, right? So then I started working at this pizza place, and then Little
Caesars.
Yeah, I know. Like, where you?
I think you mentioned it earlier in our podcast, like a while
ago. I just don't want to give them free promo, but if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, so I first started working, right? And so you start kind of hanging out with girls around your age or whatever, and then you kind of like, oh, I like her. Oh, yeah. And, you know, you kind of make plans, right? Oh, we're going to hang out. And then you hang out. And for me, it was very kind of like hard to swallow when it was like, what do you mean you're going to go hang out with somebody else? Oh, no, like, yeah, we're just dating, right? We're just like nothing. We're not exclusive. I'm like, bitch, I thought the moment you said you were going to go out with me, we just became exclusive. Like, I don't know.
Well, I knew I wasn't going to be exclusive with anybody when I was like...
No, but again, hold on. And maybe I'm exaggerating. Not like the exclusive in the sense of like, yo, I'm
But you were on a proper date, so you were like, okay, so we're going to do this again.
Like, this is a thing. Until
you're only dating one person.
Yeah, I'm not thinking like, yo, you're going to hang out with me Friday night and you already lined up Saturday and Sunday with some other niggas. Like,
no. I assumed women were doing that.
Really?
I was.
Well, maybe because you grew up here.
No.
Could that be? I don't know. Because, you grew up here. You went to school here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you saw a little bit more in the people, like that was a thing for me.
That's not a thing in Puerto Rico.
No, I just don't put nothing past a woman.
I guess that's a different point. No, because for me, like, I always felt like, for example, in Dominican Republic, and again, going back to the happy place. I'm just kidding. No, but back in Dominican Republic, right, you meet a girl and you do the whole flirting thing, right? And you're like, oh, like, she likes me and I like her, and, there's this thing. And maybe, like, you're hanging out, you make out. That's almost... without
like
putting a title,
relationship
that's almost like might as well sign a contract. Like, we made out, you with me now.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? Now that you bring that up, maybe that's why I never really kissed girls. I'm serious. Like, I was liable. I was probably going to bed with the girl before kissing her.
That's crazy.
For real. I don't know. It's weird, but I think a kiss is more sentimental.
I guess like taking her to the door and making out.
Yeah, because I feel like, if you're kissing a girl, you're giving her everything, from your mouth.
It's like an experience.
Yeah. Why don't we just fuck? I don't need to kiss you. I don't need to kiss you. Like, I ain't trying to be all buddy.
I'll kiss you in the process,
shit.
but
if I start liking you more, I guess I'll kiss you, on your cheek and shit. But no, I'd rather
I'll kiss you everywhere else.
No,
everywhere else.
And I don't know. Just for me, it was like a big difference. Like, I just started hanging out with these girls out here, and of course, before I got into the Hispanic type of like vibe, right? Going out clubbing, dancing, all of these things. I wasn't really hanging out with a lot of Hispanic girls, so of course it was like white girls that I was hanging out with, and it was just like very different. Like, for me, I feel like, yo, like, you came to my house, we made out for 2 hours last night, and before you had to go because
you and Becky.
No, because you like it was like,
who the hell's
for lack of a better term,
Becky with the good hair.
For lack of a better term, like, church girls or whatever. So when things will get a little heated.
Oh, I used to love church girls.
Yeah, for real. No, but like when things get a little heated, they get all saint on you and be like, oh, I gotta go. Like,
oh no, yeah, they sure know how to go on their knees and pray.
For real. No, but in the end, it's just like, then I was like, okay, well, at least, we made out. This is like, I think she likes me, I like her, and then like be like, oh, you hanging out with Justin tomorrow? Like,
Justin?
What the fuck? I just a white dude, I don't know. Or whatever,
I picture him with a white shirt and a tie.
Exactly.
Justin.
Right name, right person. No, but I'm just saying, like, that was a big difference. And then later on, I guess, as I started hanging out more with, like, Latinas, then it was more like what I'm used to, which is like, yo, we started hanging out.
More playing around.
And it's almost like...
Except one.
No, but...
We're not going to name no names.
Even without...
She got that whole thing very confused.
No, but even without, like, having, like, the conversation, like, you're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend, like, it was like, yo, if I showed up at somewhere, like, at the club and you're there, like, you're with me now. Like, we're gonna be here together. Like, it's not like, oh, like, I'm over here with these dudes, like, let me be. Like, it was just, I don't know, it's just, like, very different.
No, that's kind of like how Jana was. I think because there was this concert, and I don't think it was official yet, But when I saw her, she's like, "Oh, dang, come over here."
It was Sensato del Patio.
No. It was
Not
the
that
other one.
one?
No,
No.
it was Plan B actually. The one that I
Oh,
think you
yeah.
went to. Were you there?
Yeah, I went to Plan B.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So also, we see her, or I saw her, or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, let me get you a drink real quick." I thought she was just gonna buy you one. Really, this guy bought her a drink, and she gave me the drink. I was like, "Oh, thanks." I was like, "My girl over here pulling moves and shit."
He's like,
Guy looking at me, drinking the drink he got. I'm like, "Thanks, man."
he's like,
You know?
thanks for the AMF. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like, hey, man. But
How
Raina,
did you know I like martinis?
Wow.
yeah, Raina. What about you? What's a do? What's a do?
A do on the first date. I feel like a do for me is very important for the person to also talk. Because I feel like in a lot of first dates, there's always one person like asking all the questions. So you pretty much just find out about one person.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one never says anything. So you just leave the day like, okay, who the fuck is this?
So have we?
Have a two-way conversation.
I went out with so and so last night. How was he? He's nice. So where's he from? I don't know. I couldn't tell.
So I feel like, yeah, like,
Well, let me ask you. Now, I had a thought when it comes to that. What if it's like to the extreme? Like it's first date and this dude is like, "Yo, here's my mom. This is my grandma. Like I want you to meet my family."
where
Cause
we
like,
going? Damn.
no, I don't know. Maybe
This
like
is
on
the
the way.
1930s.
No, I don't know. Maybe I picture like maybe like let's say he's got some activity planned, but then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go pick you up. I just gotta go home real quick and grab something." And like he tells you,
Stay
"Hey,
in
get
the
off,
car.
get off. Let me show you.
My ass is thin in that car.
I want to show you my grandma. I'm all about my family. That's too much."
Hell yeah.
So that's a don't for Raina.
That's a definitely don't.
Is that a
Like,
do
I don't
for
need
you
to meet
then,
nobody.
Randy?
It would
Like I
be-
barely just met you. Why do I have to meet your
So
whole
this is how I look at it.
ancestry?
I look at it like
She's like, I know I'm gonna eventually hate you. I don't want to hate more people.
no, it's just meeting people. For me, I guess it's natural to meet people. So I wouldn't take it beyond that. It's just like, oh hi, nice to meet you. Now it doesn't have to be like, yo, this is official now because I just met the mom. No, I just met the mom. Like let's move on and we'll see. Even if I don't ever come around the house ever again, then I'm okay with that.
I think the majority of
It's weird.
girls think what Raina's thinking. Like, oh, if I meet the
It's a
parents,
big
that means
step.
that means you're trying to get somewhere. And obviously they just
Or
want
you're
to
a
play
loser
around.
and you just
Yeah.
need to like show somebody up. Like, hey mom, I do have someone. And
I
I'm like,
brought-
whoa,
I
I
brought
just met
a
him today. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
I brought a vagina over.
This is Raina.
It's
She's
real,
attached to the
too.
vagina. No, I don't know. For me, it's a normal thing. It's almost like you just meeting somebody that it's in that person's life. It doesn't mean nothing. Like I won't go farther to cut you off the next day. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
I
It's
have
just,
another do.
what's it do?
Please smell good. You cannot be showing up on these first dates. No te habías bañado
Yeah,
la
don't do
noche
that.
anterior, like sudado, sin peinarte. Like, come on.
I don't know.
Shower.
I'm pretty musty on my first date.
Please shower. Please wear deodorant.
I gotta
Smell
set the
good.
stage. I'll be like, you know what? I'm a freak, and I'm gonna show you. Smell me.
I'ma show you who
Just
I
kidding.
am.
I'm just kidding. No, I agree. You gotta
She's
be,
like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Sean. Smell me.
No.
nah, I'm
That's
just
why
kidding.
I wore no makeup. on
Yeah.
first
Oh yeah.
dates.
No. Yeah. My first couple dates with my girl, she didn't wear no makeup. Thank
That's
God.
good.
I think that's refreshing.
Yeah.
Because now I know this is the worst you can look.
It's not the
This is
worst.
the worst you can look.
No, I think it's natural look.
And
It's
the
not
worst look is really good. So I'm like,
honestly, I can guarantee it probably wasn't like she just rolled out of bed all like crazy hair and
oh
shit.
no, there was times, man.
On your first date?
And on the first date, but a
So-
couple after that's still pretty cool.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like as far as like the worst she could look a lot worse.
yeah,
than
yeah,
no
no.
makeup.
Oh, well, no, yeah, yeah.
Damn,
you're
Randy.
right.
No, anybody. Sorry, I'm just.
He's like,
Not
Janet.
you,
Let me make it a point. Janet can look worse. Is what you're trying to say.
No, I'm saying Janet is obviously a great looking girl. I'm just saying in the sense of being the worst you can look. I mean, there's way worse.
Yeah, I thought Jan was gonna adult nap my ass. I was like,
Adult
okay,
nap?
adult nap my ass because I was like, she's not wearing much makeup. She's keeping a low profile
He's like, she gonna
because
fuck-
you know her ID's gonna show her with makeup. So Pops ain't gonna be like, oh, this was a different bitch. I don't know about this one. This one looks prettier than this
He's
one.
like, she gonna take me somewhere
Yeah.
to like sell my organs and shit.
Yeah,
Randy.
the ID says $120. I don't know. She looked like $120.
What were some do's that you remember about our first date? Let's switch it up a little bit and see if you remember any do's.
Some dudes from our first date,
He's like, I remember some don'ts.
like
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
Hold on,
that
sorry,
goddamn
I
movie.
guess I'm still trying to clarify. Some dudes from our first date.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I honestly, for me, big thing, and I think we talked about this before, but family and friends is big for me. So I just think even like, for example, we went to the aquarium, we had a nice date and all this, right? But then the next thing was, oh, we're gonna go. Actually, we're going to your apartment, to Sean's apartment. So it was like, yo, we're gonna go, my friends, we're gonna go hang out. And I think just the fact that you were open to that, it wasn't like, well, I don't want to hang out with your friends. That would have been like a big red flag for me from the beginning if it was like, oh man, I don't want to hang out with your friends, or I don't want to hang out with your people. Like, why can't it just be me and you, or whatever the case is? And I'm all for that, but I think that would have been a red flag if it wasn't like, I'm not trying to hang out with your friends. So I don't know. That was big.
Yeah, you didn't even ask. You just brought.
I just showed up.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
yo,
man.
you did worse to me though. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
You never
I
did.
was like-
But it sounds like something you would do, right?
I know. I'm like, wait.
Shit, did I really? No, but I don't know.
What about you, Rena? What's the do that Randy did for you?
Oh, just taking me to the aquarium.
And fucked you over the penguins.
I know.
Oh my god.
But the thought was okay.
The thought was great.
So is that the only thing? Like,
Damn,
that was the only thing on your date?
Shit, I could have done that on a YouTube video. Here's some fucking penguins.
Well, back then he would open the door for me.
But I'm talking about the first date. The only thing he did right on that first date was
Yeah,
take you to the aquarium.
No, he opened the door for me on the
Okay.
first date.
Does he still do that though?
No.
Okay. Maybe this
I
podcast
do this.
is a
Beep,
help.
beep.
Yeah. Sometimes he'll be in the car and do the whole opening
I'll
from the
open them.
inside and just open it that way.
That's
I know.
nice.
That's
Right? It's a gesture.
That is you have to stretch for that, you know.
No.
No,
That
actually,
doesn't
it's funny.
count.
I try to
So-
be a little
so-
bit more gentleman, like here and there, but then like I forget because I'm just kind of used to not doing it, and then I'm in like, oh fuck, like here she comes.
Well-
I don't have time to go around, so I try to open it from
It'd be
inside.
funny if you drove off. Just said, fuck it. I'm just not a gentleman today.
What was
All right,
What
Rena,
else
so,
did we do on the
so
first
he
date?
opened the door for you. He took
we
you to
went
the
to eat,
aquarium.
of course. I don't remember where we went to eat.
I think we went to the mall. Because that's where we met Sebastian or something.
See,
No, Sebastian was at Sean's
Randy,
apartment.
you can never take me on a date. I don't want to go to no goddamn mall.
Oh, we went to the mall probably like, to eat or something.
I would take Sean to, where would I take Sean? To a liquor
Where would you
store.
take Sean?
To the liquor store.
To a liquor store and hookers.
Yeah.
This
I told
first day, I
I
won
told
you
you I don't
over.
want to be a place where everyone's social. And you're going to take me to a liquor
That's
store.
the social place, a liquor store.
Nah, you got drunk
Nobody-
motherfuckers always say, hey, what do you like?
Do you barely like talk to anybody? I've
And
had
then the
like
cashier, oh, what are you getting into tonight? Shut the fuck
as
up.
many times
That's
as I've
what I'm
been
getting into.
as many times as I've been to a liquor store, I probably had in total half of a conversation in there. Like I guess no one ever talks to me. But maybe it's a different experience for
Well,
you.
you do have that image.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
he's
like,
probably going to get some bitches drunk.
Oh my gosh.
And they're
So,
underage.
Another don't. Why do I keep thinking about don'ts? I should probably come up with some do's.
Yeah, what's
no,
some good?
talk
Yeah.
about some don'ts. It's fine. Let's see what are don'ts.
Like, don't bring up past relationships or past whatever they were. We don't want
That's
to
a
hear
good one.
about your ex-girlfriend.
I mean, I think I did. I was like, man, my ex a bitch.
Well, I asked.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
yeah.
unless it's obviously like a question, but don't just out of nowhere be like,
Oh,
Hey,
I
let me
do.
tell
No. But if you do
I
respond,
do.
you gotta make it kind of negative, but not too negative. So it's like, you know, my ex,
Yeah, you
she
can't
a
be
bitch,
bashing on your
but
ex.
fuck it, we all do something. You know, we all do things, right?
She a bitch, but she
Anyways.
a nice bitch. She wasn't that bad of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sure she's not that bad of a bitch now. She probably learned her lesson. Hopefully,
oh my.
I think we could all change. Don't
I
you?
think that's a big one. I think a lot of people.
That's
What-
a good line.
Why do people think? I mean, I guess. Hold on. Let me take that back. Let me ask a different way. So, if you were on a date and some dude brought up like the ex or whatever, do you take that as like they're not over the ex, or it's just like, or do you feel like maybe they're
What's
just
the
not a good?
need? Like, why is it being brought up? Are you comparing? Or
Well, what if the person's not a good conversationalist and
Like,
it's just
you look
like
a
it's
lot
hard?
like my ex.
Oh my gosh! I'm about me worry. Like, I'm like erase
Kill me
my
now.
number, my name, my everything from your mind.
No, it's just like I think about it, right? Like a lot of us are probably smooth talking or whatever, like can't keep up a conversation.
I
But
think so.
I almost picture somebody. What if you're not good at having conversation, and then you're like, you're talking about shit birds, and you're like, yo, yeah, my ex had a bird, and
No,
I don't
nobody
know.
cares
That's bad.
about your ex or that dumb bird.
I think depending on how the conversation went and how personable you are and how smooth you are, because you could be like this. Hey, you know what? I know this is something you're not supposed to do, but I just want to let you know you're like a fresh fucking air right now compared to what I was dealing with about a couple months ago.
Yeah, you're
Maybe something like that
your
you could
breath
probably
of fresh air.
do.
What I was dealing with was so
Yeah, maybe something like that.
That
you
just
could- you
leads
could
me to
spin.
believe that there's some baggage, and that you may have like a crazy ex-girlfriend, and I don't want to be dealing with
But we all
nobody's
have
crazy
baggage,
ex-girlfriend.
though. Like, I know, like, I'm not, I don't think I've ever gone out with a girl and I'm thinking, like, yo, this is a clean slate. She's never been with nobody. She never hang out with nobody. She's not dealing with nothing.
Well, I know that, at least from what you told me, Randy, for the first couple of days I had with my girl, you was telling me all sorts of things that wasn't true.
Yes. Yes.
Well, hold on.
But, I mean, my girl was a silent hoe,
Oh,
apparently.
So,
Mhm.
And
okay.
then I found out she was just silent.
and look at us now, 7 years later.
So to-
we're best friends.
to kind of, okay, so to explain that. Now
And we're
that
trying to
we
fix
brought
it. I'm
up,
like,
So, to go back, so.
Oh, the do's and don'ts of first dates.
don't listen to your friend.
Don't listen to your friends, and
Your friend.
just trust your instincts.
all
Your
right.
friend knows nothing.
So I feel like I gotta clarify that now. So for those of you guys saw met Janet before on previous
No
episodes.
clarification.
Yeah, but Janet was just around some, in my opinion,
Watch.
some
Tread
questionable.
lightly. Tread lightly.
No, some
They
question.
listen to the show.
Yeah. No, anyways, in my opinion, at the time, Janet was hanging out with some people that looked very questionable. In my opinion,
They were very open to men at the clubs.
very,
Is this
very
Is
friendly,
that what we could say?
very friendly
Okay,
people.
friendly people.
So I assume, as
Okay.
most probably would,
she
that
was
Janet
friendly.
was very friendly like that. Like it just,
Okay.
and
you're guilty by association?
yeah, you're who you hang out with. No, what is
He
this?
Yeah,
didn't,
it is
he
the-
didn't know me.
I didn't know her like that, but
you saw her and you're like, Sean,
But you know,
I've seen her at the club.
I feel
before.
like you're looking out
She
for your
wore a
boy. You're like,
miniskirt.
No, and I appreciate that.
yeah, just like in that.
That's when I brought it up to her when that conversation came about. I was like, don't fucking lie to me. Just tell me the truth.
No, 'cause
Just
I remember-
tell me the truth.
I
That's
remember
all.
thinking like, yo, like she's pretty, of course. Like, hey, congrats. Like, keep hanging out. Do your thing.
Congrats.
But hey, just in my opinion, from what I've seen, like you may be a little careful. I don't know how things are out there.
See?
I'd be like, you obviously, Randy, we didn't have this conversation. You probably didn't meet my ex. She a hoe too. I don't have problems with hoes. Like-
Oh, yeah, preach.
So he's like,
If you're listening, we still want you to subscribe. Follow us.
Hey, yo, ho.
hey, yo, bitch. Anyways, so yeah, that's what that is, guys. So it's not that I was trying to like dog
I
at
know,
Janet in
I know.
any way. It's just it's from what I
That shit's
saw.
funny, though.
But then again, there were stories out there about me just because of what people
Nobody
saw.
cares about you.
I'm
Okay,
just saying.
Randy, come on. Everyone care about Randy.
Everybody
Yeah.
I was.
You married the
saying-
guy. How,
He had to bring up the story himself. That's how much
No,
nobody
no.
cares.
I'm just saying, like in
Whoa.
comparison, there were people that don't know you well. They're gonna assume things and they're gonna say things. Doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah, they thought,
I'm glad it wasn't true.
They thought you were
with Janet.
tall,
He said,
dark,
I'm glad it
blonde
wasn't
hair,
true.
and
No,
everything.
I'm really
This
glad.
hasn't been proven yet to
No,
not be
like
true.
I'm glad that it wasn't true because if Janet would have been like what I thought she was, then it would have been a different story. You know.
Oh, I
just-
thought you were talking about your story.
Sean likes
No.
hoes though.
Anyways, but yeah,
Apparently, Sean likes the hose.
Sean likes it. That should be the hashtag.
Sean
Hashtag
likes-
Sean likes the hose.
No,
That
I
should
don't
be on
think
a
that should
shirt.
be the hashtag.
That should be on a shirt.
no.
No,
I almost said because my hoe. I was gonna say. She
All
won't
right.
be
She don't
upset.
appreciate it.
So
She gives me food. She gives me sleep.
She gives me waters. No, anyways. So what about this? What about talking about that? You know, that was like that little skit was from a comedy show. If you take your girl, if a guy takes you to like a comedy club, what
Oh,
do you
yeah.
feel about that?
On a first date?
Yeah.
So awkward.
Okay.
I don't know because me personally, I like comedians that like to balance on the line of like racism
Edgy.
and political things, right? So yeah, edgy, right? Gray area shit. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my girl loves that shit too. But I can only imagine if I brought a bitch and maybe she was holier than thou and I thought she was a hoe and she
And
wasn't.
that goes,
And she's like, "Oh my god, can we leave? Like he's kind of offending me." I'd be like, "Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?"
oh yeah, that's actually talking about that. Like every time I go to one of those like Seth Rogen movies or anything like,
Oh yeah,
you know, what
because
was
he
the
had a
last
little
one?
raunchy or whatever.
Bad Moms
Blockers?
2. Oh,
Blockers?
Well,
It's funny how out here in Utah, it's just, I don't know if it's that they think they're gonna like it and they don't know who's producing this movie, but I always see like, and it's always in front of us, like 1 or 2 rows in front of
Oh
us,
yeah,
you see the whole family get up and leave. I'm like, why the fuck are you here? You like, do you not know who made this movie?
Like, what was it, like Sausage Party or whatever?
Yeah,
like I didn't
what do
watch
you
it in
expect?
theater, but I imagine some white people
Yeah.
with their little kids went into the theater and was like, oh my
And
god,
it
this
wasn't what it was
little
supposed to
cartoon, and half the show is them talking about vaginas and penis. Like,
yeah, no, so
that's,
it's
like,
just a
half the
funny, like, I always notice that every time, like, for Blockers, for, like, what was it, This Is the End, all of those movies produced by these guys, that, in my opinion, they're hilarious. But then you always see that family that's, like, offended and they leave. So I can see that, you know, you
So-
take some girl to a comedy show and then it's, like, not what, or it might be the opposite. Maybe this girl takes you to this comedy that's supposed to, that's all, like, clean and just very,
Yeah.
like, white, for a lack of a better term, just, like, just these jokes that you probably don't connect with, and it'd probably be
Raina,
awkward.
So do you think we're getting to the point where we're just like, do we need to go? Should people start knowing more about the person before they go on the first date, or should it still be like
I
spontaneous?
still like
and
the element of
unknown?
surprise of actually finding out stuff about a person
Just,
in person.
is it because like maybe you can find out how real they really are, and
Yeah.
if you're gonna really connect?
Well, how about, you know, we have the social media that we always have to bring into, like, that aspect into the conversation.
Oh,
but
I'm gonna do my research. Before.
there's Tinder, there's all these things that are just really based on looks and
Tinder?
based on, yeah.
That's not a first date.
No, but it's how people initially, like, hook up or meet up, and then, like, after that, it's just...
From the stories I heard, there's still blind dates.
I don't know, I'm just thinking, like, like what part does that play into, like, knowing somebody? Because now I think, like, there's a lot more interactions done online that by the time you actually get to hang out with somebody, you've met their online persona.
Yeah.
And now you're just trying to build that, and it makes me wonder again. I wasn't dating around the time that all this started, like the Tinder and all that. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, what do those first date looks like? And
Well, they're not. People on Tinder are not looking for dates. I don't think.
no, I don't think so. Okay, so they may not be looking for a date, but there's people that are
Tinder
looking for
is
love
an
at the end of
excellent
the day.
business.
No.
It is a great
I
idea.
It's
think
a great
you're
business.
misinterpreting what Tinder is.
No, of course, a lot of people hook up in Tinder, but obviously, I'm sure when they
Tinder's literally just based on, first of all, the way that you match with someone is all pure
they
physical.
look, yes.
Pure physical. If you think the person is attractive, and then
Like,
if you
oh,
get
big
past-
titties. Yes,
if you
I
get
like
past
that.
that
Did
physical
you guys
part,
meet on a
then
blind date?
then you
or-
can finally, I guess, see some of their information. I'm assuming I don't have Tinder,
Yeah,
but that's
no,
what I've heard.
But
So
here's the thing, even that, like, and this is just to go off, like, Tinder really, all it, in my opinion, what it does is it just magnifies what it is. Because even in person, let's say you don't know the person, yeah, so, like, even in person, if you don't know somebody, you're going to go up to them and be like, hey, let me take you out for a dance, or can we dance, or, like, hey, what's your name, based on looks.
Mhm.
So, of course, you're not thinking, like, yo, I'm going to go up to this girl and we're going to hook up and fuck in the bathroom right now. But in Tinder, of course, I think that's
Why
just
not?
magnified. Well, maybe you are. But I think that's magnified in Tinder. You know, it's like, of course, based on looks. And yeah, you may just be looking for a hookup. But I'm sure there's stories that, like, start like that. You kind of vibe with the person. And next thing you know, you've been dating for 4 months. Like,
Yeah, I actually knew a person that they actually got married,
yeah.
and they met on Tinder, and he was with those kind of guys that were like opposed to social media
Mhm.
hookups and everything, and he did it, and shit, they're still married actually.
I don't know. I just wonder what that looks like, knowing that that's how you met somebody. You don't really interact much with people these days. Again, we may sound like dinosaurs, but in our days, you had no option but to fucking talk to people. But anyways, yeah, I guess now with the social media, with the Tinder, and all those things, it probably looks a lot different. So we just share a little bit about, our experiences, the way that we did first dates, I guess, or our do's and
Didn't do.
don'ts. Yeah, our do's and don'ts. But I guess for any of you guys out there that are dealing with this new type of dating, right, the Tinder or
Yeah.
hooking up, or however you want to call it, leave it below in the comments. Let us know what those first days look like, and maybe if there's something that's like a do or a don't in this new era of like Snapchat and Instagram and DMs and Tinder, all that good stuff. It's just interesting to me because I wasn't part of that, so
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Maybe we can use it as a topic of conversation for next, like a future episode, and maybe we can just kind of explore it,
Yeah.
do some research. I don't know. Maybe bring in somebody that's like a quote unquote millennial dealing with all these things.
oh
we
yeah,
can
for
talk
sure.
about.
That'd be hot.
But yeah, cool. So for our next segment, we're gonna do our 3, 2, 1. This is for any of you guys that are new to the podcast, or any of you guys that don't know what that is. Our 3, 2, 1 is where each of us talk about something that was impactful for us through the week. something that was either funny or made an impact emotionally or was sad or whatever the case is, just something that made a difference for us in the week. So we're gonna talk about that. So who wants to go first? Raina? Cool. So what was one thing that was impactful for you, Raina?
So I will say that cutting my hair was very impactful for me. Now that I've cut it, I feel like I was holding on to it. I was holding on to it like a security blanket. And now I feel free. Like I feel like now I can do so many different things. I can show my face more. I can just not really care about.
Is the next step going bald?
You know, I might have a Britney Spears moment and, you know, shave it.
I don't
No.
recommend it.
No, the next step is not going bald. I'll tell you, no. Cool. No, for me, one thing that was impactful, and you know, I guess being here from Utah supporting, you know, the Utah Jazz got eliminated, of course, from the playoffs, and I thought that was going to happen. I wasn't thinking you're going to make it past the Rockets. You have the hope, you really do. But Donovan Mitchell, crazy
Baller.
performance, put on, I think, was it 22 points in the third quarter of the last game before they got eliminated. So. And just for me, that was just like, dude, this dude is hungry for it. You can tell. And, you know, there's big things hopefully coming up for the Utah Jazz. But it's just interesting to see. And I really hope he gets Rookie of the Year. I think, like, he's shown it. You know, he's shown the drive and the effort and the killer freaking performance. So, anyways, that was for me. What was it for you, Sean? LeBron James sweeping the Raptors. I'm just kidding. Whatever.
Yo, actually, yeah. LeBron James sweeping the Raptors.
That's a good one.
He's 15 years in. He
Because
just
he
keeps,
makes it look easy, dude.
he really makes it look easy. Don't get me wrong, his teammates this series is finally, you know, helping him out because don't get me wrong, they needed that too. But yo, he's gonna go to his 8th straight conference final.
That's crazy.
That no one's done it since the fucking 60s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just a beast. But
So
you know,
LeBron
just,
James, you know, keep watching him. Even if you hate on him, hey, you can't hate the work
For real.
work ethic. Though.
And hey, Drake, if you want to come on the podcast and talk a little bit about your feelings towards the whole thing, LeBron and you know the
Perkins
Raptors.
and all that.
Hey,
thing,
you know we're here. Give us a ring on our hotline bling, and we'll fit you in. We'll fit you at a time. Anyways, well, no, that was pretty good. So, what's next, Raina? Let them know.
All right, so next up we have the People's Note. It is our version of the quote of the day. And for today, it is, I may not be your first love, first kiss, first sight, or first date, but I want to be your last everything.
Oh, that's kind of hot. I like that.
Like your last piece of happiness.
did-
like
did-
last
name.
piece of
Did
everything.
my babies hear that? Because I think I kind of helped write that.
Name.
No, that's actually a pretty good one. So you don't care to be the first kiss, or you just want to be the last of everything.
No, fuck that. I want it all. I want to be first. I want to be last. I want to be
First,
everything.
last, and everything.
First, last, and everything.
First, middle, and end.
That's right.
Nah, I guess that makes sense. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us again for episode 17. We're
17.
we're excited to be able to keep doing this and keep consistently bringing you some good conversations in our opinion. We hope to touch a little bit more on like gray areas. I mean, hopefully we get into some stuff that's a little eyebrow raising. I don't know if that's
For
a thing.
sure. Yeah.
But we appreciate you listening to us, however it is that you're listening to us in any of the platforms that we're available. We really appreciate it. Leave us a comment, a rating, subscribe if you haven't. Again, leave it down below in the comments your opinions about the topics that we talk about or any topics you want us to talk about in the future. We're here for that. We certainly appreciate the love and tune in next week for another episode 18 coming up soon.
Cut!